Battlesmith for Artificers, a martial spellcaster robot pet owner hybrid. This subclass is super cool. Welcome to Pack Tactics. Thank you very much for 100,000 subscribers. We're gonna talk about that at the end of the video. Battlesmith gets an additional tool proficiency at level 3, either in Smith's tools or another type of artisan's tools, if you already have that proficiency. By default, these proficiencies don't do much, but with Xanathar's, you can actually make some money with these bad boys. I highly recommend reading Daniel's guide to tools on tabletop builds if you want to know all the details. As for subclass spells, they're not really that great. The standouts are Shield, Aura, Vitality, and Fire Shield. I would still say that this is respectable. They also get Battle Ready, which allows them to use martial weapons, and can use their intelligence modifier for attack and damage rolls with magic weapons. And getting a magic weapon for you, Mr. Artificer, is really easy. But Kobold, that's just like Hexblade, that's overpowered! Gator, it's not that powerful. Anyways, this is a really cool feature that's useful for gishing. Now let's talk about Steel Defender. Your tinkering has born you a companion, a Steel Defender. It's friendly to you and your companions, and it obeys your commands. See its game statistics in the Steel Defender stat block, which uses your proficiency bonus in several places. You determine the creature's appearance and whether it has 2 legs or 4 legs. Your choice has no effect on its game statistics. In combat, the defender shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. If you are incapacitated, the defender can take any action of its choice, not just dodge. Kobold, it's a doggy! The official art is a doggy, yes, but you determine the creature's appearance and whether it has 2 legs or 4 legs. Kobold, can I flavor the dog into a go-kart then? Yeah, flavor is free. I still think you should check up with your DM about it, just in case, because it might be too silly of a concept for this setting. In a one-shot, for example, I can see you playing this. By the way, yes, you can mount the Steel Defender. There's 2 playstyles here, but more on that later. You can heal it for 2d6 HP with the Mending cantrip, and even revive it within an hour of it dying using a 1st level spell slot or higher. After a minute, it's up with all of its HP. You can also make a new one after a long rest, which makes your old one perish. Here's its stat block. It's basically like a Tasha's summon. This can be a meat shield for your party. While its AC and HP aren't amazing, getting it back into action after combat is actually really cheap. It's not costly like a Tasha's summon. And with the repair action, it does add a bit to its survivability. The damage itself is okay when you get it, but it gets worse later on, which is fine because this is a really good feature. Then there's the other playstyle with mounting it. This has 40 speed. That's as fast as a mule. That makes this a really good early mount. This is way better than every Tasha's summon in the game. The only negative here is you have to be small size to ride it. You can't be a medium-sized creature. Playing like this is probably the easiest way to get deflect attack reaction to trigger all the time too. For the most optimal playstyle, I recommend playing this like a cavalry archer. But if you want to mount it and go into melee, you can do that too. There's a lot of playstyles here. This is a really cool feature. If you want to know more about the mounting rules, check out this video. It's very old. It's back when I put on a voice and everyone hated it. Kobold! People don't like it when you roleplay! You suck at it! True, Gator. Optimizers can't roleplay. What was I thinking? Silly me. Anyways, at level 5 they get extra attack. It's actually not very common that a subclass gets extra attack at level 5 at all. Usually it's like 6. This is obviously great. We love doing more attacks. At level 9 we get Arcane Jolt, probably the least exciting feature besides a tool proficiency. You deal some extra damage or you can heal a bit. It's not much for both, it's only 2d6. You can sadly only use it once per turn, and you can use this a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. I generally recommend using the extra damage when you crit to get more out of the feature. But if you're fighting like a ghost, for example, and you need damage now, then you might as well do it now. That's really important stuff. As for the healing part, I recommend only using it when an ally is down near an enemy. It's kind of like a free healing word. Well, not really, but it's a separate resource and it conserves your spell slots. And finally, Capstone. You get Improved Defender. Your Steel Defender improves by 2 AC, and Deflect Attack does a little bit more damage. 1d4 plus Intelligence modifier. And lastly, your Arcane Jolt doubles in power. I don't think there's a single bad feature here. While 9th level and 15th level should be stronger, but other than that, this is pretty good. I absolutely love the theme of it too. You're kind of like a combat medic with a pet. Or at least that's how I feel about this subclass. But Kobold, how would you build a battlesmith? Well, given that Battlesmith does get extra attack as well as the ability to attack with intelligence and ride the pet as a mount, I feel like Custom Lineage, Crossbow Expert at level 1, and Sharpshooter at level 4 is obvious. But there's a different route you can go. Well, there's several, but here's another example, which I think is interesting. If you want to use your pets to attack while you stay in the back, then I don't recommend Crossbow Expert unless your campaign ends before level 9. Because at level 9, you can get Tiny Servants. You can have the Tiny Servants throw magic stones for you. As with Artillerists, it's really important to get at least RD6, because you can get Pipes of Haunting. You can get several of them, in fact. You can also dip Wizard to get Silvery Barbs. You can even add like 4 levels in Battle Master Fighter for single target Nova. There's a lot of choices here. That's all I had to say about Battlesmith. Fantastic subclass. End the video. Again, thank you very much for 100k subscribers. I am in complete awe. This is a great honor. Thank you very much for watching my content. It's been a hell of an adventure releasing good content for you weekly for almost 3 years now. Originally, this channel was just a hobby. I wanted to create content that just got to the point as quickly as possible. And I wanted to have more reasons to draw, play music, and just generally create things. There was also a particular thought in optimization that wasn't being heard properly on the internet. People just dismissed it. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. It makes perfect sense to me, so maybe I can just simply break it down. And well, it looked like it worked. I am so happy in life, and I want to express that to you. And the best way I could do that is, well, release good content every week. And so far, well, I've been doing it for almost 3 years now. I really wish I could do more, but I'm just one person. You know those story videos that I made a long time ago? Well, I wish I could release more of those, but those take literally months to make. I really suck at making those. There's a lot of drawings to make. Anyways, I want to give special thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. It's over 100 people. Also, thank you to the people who supported me on Patreon in the past. I also want to thank everyone who sponsored this channel. That's also a massive list. Too many to name, but Only Crits, Describe, and World Anvil are my biggest supporters, and I'm grateful to have them still to this day. Generally, I love supporting other companies with creative ideas. It's very fun, and very inspiring too. Thank you to all of my artist friends who's helped me here and there with the channel. I also want to thank my family who's been very supportive. They don't understand D&D, but they're thrilled with this. My brother helps with the business end of Pack Tactics. He's one of the biggest heroes of this channel. If it wasn't for him, I probably couldn't do this full time. And now we get into the part where I started crying like crazy when I wrote it. It was several days ago. You guys don't know this about me, but when I get really emotional, I bawl like crazy. Anyways, extra special thanks to the people who have helped me since the very beginning. This community has been there since the very beginning, and I view them all as friends. We started becoming content creators almost at the exact same time. Tabletop Builds, the greatest D&D website of all time. Every single writer has helped this channel in some way, and you know who you are. You guys are my best friends. Really, I love you guys. Kobold, can I say things? Yeah, of course. I think you should because I can literally go on forever. I think all of you guys are optimal. Even more optimal than Kobold. Screw you, Gator. But anyways, Gator is thankful too. Yeah, Big Shiny's coming in the mail now. Yeah, the silver play button is coming in the mail. But anyways, we gotta end the video now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll continue to adventure with me. Happy New Year, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.